It is finally the promised night. Good evening, you silly mortals. You viewers, you strange humans. Very strange. Look at you all pale and pallid and small, oh so very small. It doesn't matter though. What matters is that you are here to say hello and to bask in my glory. And us too, I suppose. So yes, silly me, I just realized, I never had, the person whose channel I'm commandeering, I never had him put chat on screen. What an oversight. Pardon us a moment. Yes, forgive us for that silly little oversight. Ridiculous. I asked for one bloody thing, and he completely fails at it. It's hard to find good help these days, but we will. So at any rate, thank you for the subscription. I'm sure Layla XH. Yes, pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, Mata is spent, and pleasure to meet you, Melinda Esperanza. Is it now? I was assuming the music would be too quiet, but you say it's too loud. I am inclined to believe you. We do our best. You'll have to forgive us. Apparently, there it is. So, the person whose stream are commandeering, he's apparently under a little bit of stress. Not that I blame him. It is rather galling to be in the presence of greatness such as mine. So of course he would be a little scatterbrained, having a little trouble getting his bearings, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that the vast majority of the problems we were having, they should be sorted out. Look at you, friends in the chat. Cuties, one moment. Look at you, remembering each other. How nice. Humans must stick together, at least. That is the one thing they have in common with demonkind. Otherwise, they are rather inferior, I must say, but I was informed that I should probably not get too deeply into that. I was advised it would not make for very good viewing, but it's not like it matters. Melinda, do you see that, Melinda? Did you see that, Lizzie? Elizabeth. Elizabeth. I'll explain the reasoning for that later, but I don't usually call her Lizzie. That is her insistence. But it doesn't matter. She is indeed rather cute. She is very happy to see it. Very nice, very nice. So at any rate, this being a debut stream, the person, the blonde fool whose channel we're commandeering has informed me of some of the standard procedure for introducing yourself to the internet. So I suppose that is enough. Let us go ahead and launch into... Yes, a debut slideshow. We were informed that this is one of the critical steps to making a good first impression. I think it's sort of ridiculous, but who am I to question mankind's the standard procedure of mankind? I don't spend much time up here on Earth, so it's hard to tell, really. So yes, this is us. This lady behind me, this is Elizabeth Levesque. She prefers to go by Lizzie. And I am the one, the only, Beleth. At least I believe that's how it's pronounced in Earthen language. Again, I'm not too familiar with these sort of things. So we will start with an introduction to Elizabeth. This is Elizabeth Levesque. A lady from an undisclosed area of eastern Massachusetts. Strange things happen in that area. In New England in general. Yes, she is aware, I am aware of where the chat is, but your words are more important, I believe. It's visible enough, is it not? Plus it's up there. So, at any rate, Elizabeth Levesque. So close. Yes, that is our intent, Miss Melinda. I forgot to mention, Mr. McConnor has told me quite a lot about you. But we can discuss that later, because again, right now, I'm trying to introduce you to my host, Elizabeth Levesque. So as we've established, she's from Eastern Massachusetts. Very, scary area. I'm sure you've all heard of Salem, Fall River, that sort of area. Very, strange area. Very fitting for what I want to do, but we will discuss that momentarily. Let's discuss her a little more. So Elizabeth, as you may have guessed by her fashion sense, she's something of a connoisseur of Japanese culture, especially idol culture. Those ladies who get up on stage, dress in fancy costumes, sing songs, dance, shake hands with strange, sweaty humans. I'm sure those of you who have spent enough time in this particular niche are familiar with the type, and she certainly is. She would have given absolutely anything to be one of them. However, of course, there are a couple of problems. First of all, she is very, very American. She cannot afford plane tickets to Japan. Not that that would be a good idea in the first place. She can't speak a bloody lick of it. But she was desperate. She wanted so badly to become an idol. And that's where I come in. So yes, as we've established, I am Beleth. Those of you who have read the Ars Goetia should be very, very familiar with me. And all of my compatriots, the princes, lords, kings of hell. So of course, again, the view on the left is my not exactly true form. I don't have a true form. At least not one that Earth dwellers can comprehend. But this is my personal favorite out of the earthen interpretations of how I look. Because as we'll discuss a bit more later, music. Music is the main reason I have decided not to enact a Hell on Earth plan. For the simple reason that a lot of what you make up here, we import back down there. But again, that's a discussion for a bit later. So yes, Layla, XH, and Miss Esperanza have both complimented on my looks. But again, that is merely the form I am stuck with up here. That was part of what binds me to the earth. It's what allows me to walk around up here. Which brings me up. Not yet. That brings me to the story of how Lizzie, Elizabeth, and I met. Yes, it irritates her when I call her Elizabeth, but oh, alright. From Jack Delayed. Oh, Jack. It's been a while since I've seen you. You haven't been to hell in quite a while, or at least not my section of it. But yes, welcome, Mr. Delane. Welcome, the Seafoam Ghost. It is a pleasure to see you all. You are just in time. You just missed me introducing, first of all, my possessee, Elizabeth Levesque, and I, the one and only Beleth. But yes, so, one night, while Elizabeth was contemplating her failure to... that's right, homebody. I forgot that about you. It has been a while since we've seen each other, Mr. Delane, so I tend to forget things. I tend to forget faces I don't see all the time. You know how it is. Plus, hell, a lot of, there are a lot of residents down there. More than I've ever lived, so of course, you start mingling with one crowd, you tend to just forget everybody else. It is what it is. So at any rate, as I was saying, Elizabeth badly wanted to be a Japanese-style idol. But she did not reside in Japan, and she could not speak Japanese. I'm sure you know her. I don't know why that would be interference. There should be plenty of people who sing that sort of music in English, but she refused to elaborate the details. And she really can't at this point. Which is a good jumping off point to continue with the story. So yes, she made the sacrifices necessary to summon me to Earth because she assumes, correctly I might add, that I would be able to assist her with her idle dreams. And to an extent, I could. However, she made a rather critical mistake. Those of you who know the summoning rituals, you know that in order to summon me and to show respect to my status as a king of hell, you're meant to wear a silver ring on your right ring finger. However, the poor woman accidentally put it on her left ring finger. Now, a usual procedure for incorrectly summoning a king of hell is to completely ignore it. However, she caught me in a bit of a bad mood that night. Because if you do almost everything right to summon me, but make that small of a misjudgment, it is usually a sign that you are merely parodying us, not showing us the proper respect. Which, self-evidently, is not the smartest idea. In most other cases, I probably would have just smote her, dragged her down to hell with me. But you should have heard her begging for her mortal soul. It was rather heartrending. So I decided, you know what? I think we can work out a deal. Because I've always wanted to simply wander around on Earth anyways. Get my beloved music from the source. However, there was still the matter of a punishment. You don't just incorrectly summon a demon and have it not result in consequences. So I cut her a deal. She would give up something important to her, and in exchange, I would assist her. However, in her panic, she stated that she wanted the greatest singing voice on Earth. However, she failed to specify that she wanted it to come out of her. So, that is why she has stayed silent so far. The truth is, her voice is exactly the same as mine now. That is the price she paid for her mortal soul, her continued life in the land of the living. But on the bright side, she can type in Japanese, she can cut a rug rather well, she just can't sing. So, that is, you got lucky. Kato Gray, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. The alerts, I had Miss McConnor disable his alerts. No need for that loud, ridiculous guitar riffage. That is not... Well, I do like it. It just doesn't suit my vibe, you understand. Not much point in having alerts up if they are somebody else's. I may be commandeering his channel, but I still have something resembling standards. So at any rate, that was the story. Elizabeth wanted to be an idol. She summoned me. But she summoned me incorrectly, and thus she lost her voice for it. But allow me to re-emphasize, she got very, very lucky. There are usually much more severe consequences for incorrectly summoning us. So, with the story out of the way, and her idle dreams laid out on the table, I believe it is time for us to discuss the main thing that drew her to me, the main thing we have in common, and that is music. That's right. Not the same music, clearly, but it is important to both of us, so we will discuss it. So again, Elizabeth liked Japanese music in general, anything with a bit of a gothic streak, especially idols. As a matter of fact, her favorite group is Roselia, some strange corporate nonsense, some manufactured cartoon character sort of idea. I don't understand it that well, but the music Elizabeth has shown me has indeed been rather nice. And yes, Calafina, she has mentioned that as well. Something cut from the same mold, but distinctive in its own right. She told me about that band, and she even remembers the very day that they announced their disbandment. That was apparently not a very good day for her. On the lighter side, she also likes Aquars. I don't know how the devil to pronounce this. But, again, she has shown me some of their music. Again, some songs cut from the same cloth, but for the most part, it's significantly happier than the rest. Speaking of it, significantly happier, this woman towards the bottom right, Jack, pay a little more. Mr. Delane, pay a little more attention. That is under my list. We're not there yet. But at any rate, this woman here towards the bottom center, this is Yukiko Okada. This is Elizabeth's. She calls her Oshi. She explained that means she is her favorite idol. I don't know that much about her. And definitely not her music. Elizabeth hasn't showed me her music quite yet. Pretty much the only thing anybody knows about her is that she didn't live for very long. Sort of a morbid fascination, but who am I to judge somebody for being somewhat morbid? I come from hell, after all. And that is probably why her second favorite musician is, she tells me this is pronounced Hide, but strange. It looks like Hyde to me, but I will admit I'm not too familiar with Japanese pronunciation. Just because I can give people the ability to speak it does not mean I speak it myself. As you can tell, I'm having a bit of trouble keeping my English straight. I'm more used to the demonic tongue. But it is what it is. So, Jack, Mr. Delane got a bit ahead of himself, so let us move on to my tastes. So yes, pretty much everything you would expect. Obviously, the bands who discuss my boss are they meet my approval. Not to worry, Mr. Delane, not to worry, Mr. Delane. It is the night for that sort of thing. It is a holiday. It is Samhain, the witching hour, the witching night. This is our night, Mr. Delane. You are within your rights to celebrate as you see fit. Profane Sabbath. I don't believe I'm familiar with that term. Something about some video game that just came out recently. Again, I am not too versed in human pop culture. At any rate, so let's discuss this in a bit more depth. Slayer and Venom. These were the two pioneers of paying tribute to my boss via music. And obviously mankind was not quite ready for that, but I do appreciate them for being ahead of their time. And then there's Mayhem, which is largely the same, but more so. And this is, I'm not going to get too far into detail for the sake of, I don't know, Mr. McConnell warned me that the viewership might be a bit sensitive, but I will say, Mayhem and Miss O'Connor apparently have one very important thing in common. He refused to elaborate further, but knowing what I know about Mayhem and Mr. Dead, I think I might know what the common thread is. If you know, you know. If you do not, he informs me it's not that big of an issue. Now next up, this band, which he informed me that I am absolutely not allowed to say the name of. He said, the best you can do is call him AC. I don't understand, but he informs me that it would be very, very dangerous to his channel if I spoke at length about them. So I was inclined to believe him. But it doesn't matter. See, the nice thing about this band is that they're effective for torture in hell. They are rather abrasive. They are not exactly what most humans look for in music. But they are perfect for me, especially for another reason that we'll discuss momentarily. And last, this band. I realize they're an odd one out, but to be blunt, I do not have to explain myself to you mortals. I like what I like. Two Less Lonely People is an amazing song. I do not care what any mortal thinks, whether it fits me or not, whether it fits the image. I do not bloody care. Moving right along. So, we will discuss our likes. No dislikes, I will spoil that right away. You do not need to know what I dislike. So we'll start with Elizabeth's likes. Demonology, of course. Otherwise, she would never have heard of me. She would never have understood what happened. Again, to summon a demon, you need to know plenty about them. So, she's lucky she had that as something of a strange, out there hobby. And then next up, Gothic and Lolita fashion. Obviously, this ties in with the Japanese pop culture sort of idea. For those of you wondering, what was the name of her favorite brand again? What was it called? There was something in French. What was that? What was that? Yes? Yes. Right. Right. Yes. Correct. Correct. Oh. Oh, no kidding. Right. Our favorite brand is named Moi Mem Moitié. Mr. McConnell, could you type that out for them, please? Yes, that. Thank you very much. So, apparently, this is the brand from the gentleman who popularized that sort of fashion. Apparently, she has great reverence for people who originate things, which I certainly understand. So obviously, again, sticking with the Japanese pop culture idea, dancing and singing, not that she can do it anymore. Unfortunate for her, but again, she can still dance, though. I don't think we'll get an opportunity to show that off tonight, but at some point, sure we will. And then finally, Beleth, she likes to watch travel videos. And to break with the trend, not just of Japan. She likes going through all sorts of travel videos. As a matter of fact, she's actually never left her undisclosed hometown. Something of a vicarious living idea. Seeing the world around her from the comfort of a home. Isn't the modern world wonderful? There were times in history where people summoned me for the sole purpose of simply getting the sort of information you have at your fingertips. You humans are pretty bloody spoiled, I must say. So anyways, that's enough about her. Let's get back to me. So of course, there's my boss, a beast of many names. I'm sure you're all familiar with her, as much as you might wish not to be. I know at least one of you, Mr. McConnell, warned me that he has a lot of friends who follow the teachings of Jesus. Which is not my place to judge, but obviously, for very, very obvious reasons, that is not my wheelhouse. But it's like working at a rival restaurant. You must have some sort of professional respect. He might not, but I do. I will only jump into the conflict between good and evil when the time comes. For the immediate moment, I'm just enjoying immortality. So on the subject of hell, we still have, again, my fellow All-Squirtier demons, my 85 legions. I forgot to place this on the slide, but my beloved Pale Horse. That is indeed its name, Pale Horse. At least in the demon language. I was inebriated at the time. No further explanation required. And then, these are the two main reasons AC is one of my favorite bands. They are effective for torturing damned souls and fooling around with humans. I believe the common term for that nowadays is trolling. I'm not going to lie, I enjoy trolling humans quite a lot. Now, I'm sure at least a few of you have seen the Jackass films. It would probably not surprise you to know that my favorite sketch was the one where Mr. Chris Pontius, dressed as my boss, and went around Los Angeles just messing with people, fooling around, having a grand old time. That is my yardstick. You see, people assume that my boss only likes serious worship, but he is very fond of parody as well. He enjoys any attention. And then finally, obviously, as a demon of music, I have the greatest singing voice on earth. But you are not wanted to hear it, no. Mortal ears are not supposed to hear me singing. Wait, give or take 60 or 70 years for when you pass away. You will hear it when you arrive in hell. I hold nightly concerts in hell. I find it a lot of fun. But again, that is not for mortals to hear. You'll just have to wait. But I will say, I have been shown quite a lot of appreciation so far. Before Elizabeth and I have even showed up. Look at this. We have artwork. Now, mind that I said artwork and not fan art, because only one of these pieces is proper fan art, unprompted, free work by Carmine Segathon, another one of Satan's wonderful soldiers. A good friend of Mr. McConnell's, from what I understand. What's that? Yes? Shout him out? Sure thing, I can make that happen. What was his name again? Okay, you think that's it? That's not good enough for me, but I'll humor you. Okay, it would appear that was correct. Fantastic. So yes, Mr. Phlegathon. I'm sure you're all familiar with him. This wonderful Twitch chat. He's apparently been doing a lot of art practice recently. Well, I may be a demon of hell, and I'm supposed to be advocating for sloth. I will admit, I do like seeing people put effort into new skills. It's just a hard thing to discourage people from doing, you understand? Now, as for the piece on the left, that was not fan art. I'm going to be honest, he may come may. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. This is somebody who entered my radar via Mr. McConnell. And then he made the mistake of informing me she had art commissions open. So we were like, well, I was like, you know what? I think I would like to offer my poor Elizabeth her own artwork. Because she had no such thing yet. Of course, it required me coercing Mr. McConnor into paying for it, because, of course, a demon should not have to pay for his own bloody art. And he accepted. And she accepted, and therefore, that's what this piece is right now. Huh. Mr. McConnor was apparently looking for her. Yes, Mr. McConnor. I would like to remind you that I'm a king of hell and I can burn you with no effort whatsoever. Yes, that's right. Good, very good. Remember your place. And make yourself useful while you're at it. Give these fine people Miss Hime Ika's contact information. He's working on it. Give him a moment. So yes, there was a X account. Yes, X. Deal with immortals. And of course, as we've established, Miss Himieka also has commissions open, so if you would like an illustration like this, then you're in luck. Mr. McConnor tells me that she was very wonderful to work with, and I have no reason to doubt that. So, if you would like to support her, I have no problem with it. She seems rather nice. So moving right along, while we're on the subject of fan-type things, I believe it is time for some viewer participation. So, as we've established, as Mr. McConnor has established, this is apparently a common thing people just starting out do. Tags, Oshi marks, which he tells me means simply the emoticons we use, or emojis, my mistake. Emoticons are something else. Emojis that we use to represent ourselves. And also, a fan name. What are we going to call you, dear viewers? So, obviously, I did not quite have the right idea. We had other priorities. We did not think of these. So, if the chat would be so kind as to help us decide. It doesn't have to be right now. We can resort to simply tweeting out later, but having ideas now would be very helpful. I would not be lying to you. Useless pawns. I like that. I'm fairly certain Mr. McConnor would not approve of that. He tells me that insulting your viewers is not kosher, but if it is you who wish to be insulted, then who am I to deny you? So, unless... no, you said useless pawns. If you want to be a useless pawn, then you are a useless pawn. Unless somebody else has an idea. Does anybody else? Any other submissions? Anyone else? Surely Mr. Matcha is not the only one with an idea, is he? No? Yes? Well, for the moment, we will call you the useless pawns. Moving on, our alt tag. This is apparently the X hashtag we are supposed to use. That we are supposed to have you all siphon your artwork towards. That is an excellent point, Mr. Martyr. A fantastic point. Good. Well, I wouldn't consider myself a villain, but that is human perspective. And again, who am I to question it? At any rate, the art tag. Art. Well, again, that is a fair point. Then again, that is ages upon millennia upon eons of human propaganda. They've decided that hell is evil, and thus people from hell deserve to be treated as villains. Not very fair, if you ask me, but it is what it is. Who am I to question that? But at any rate, art tags. I was informed that we have the option of basic, well, I'll type it out first. That was Mr. McConaughey's suggestion, but I don't like it. Too inarticulate. Seventh circle of art. Seventh circle of art. That's an interesting possibility. We will consider it. Yes, I got the reference. And I rather approve of it. Any other ideas? Anything else? I suppose we can put it to a poll later. Or possibly even right now. As a matter of fact, Mr. McConnell is looking rather impatient from my area, so I suppose I'll humor him. We will do a poll right now. And look at this. Mr. Marta has suggestions for OC marks. Interesting. We'll say 5 minutes. And in the meantime, let's see, what exactly? One moment. What was Mr. Motto's other suggestion? That's right. That's right. I believe Mr. O'Connor informed me that you were rather respectful of goings on down here, and they're not showing up. That is unfortunate, but you'll just have to take our word for it that it's there. Sodomy. But at any rate, I like that suggestion, just, it is me cyclic, which would not be a problem except for the fact that, I've put this poor lady through enough as it is. I think she deserves some acknowledgement. She deserves half of the mark. But, of course, that entirely depends on your opinions, dear viewers. But we can come back to this. Because again, we have quite a bit of time left in the poll, so let's take the opportunity to credit the wonderful people who have essentially assisted us in our hellish propaganda. So first of all, let me silly me, I forgot my moment. But at any rate, let us start with Elizabeth's model mama. Mr. McConnell told me was the terminology. Which is strange because I've met her parents. Strange people. Nice though. But at any rate, so this is Soyoko. Soyoko. She is apparently an Etsy. Is this, Mr. Delane has a suggestion. Oh, clever. A lizard and a bell. Well, I think I know what the next poll is about. It's a little more cryptic than I like, but with a pun that good, I am I just can't bring myself to deny that. It's just... I love silly wordplay. Silly visual wordplay. Visual puns. I love that sort of thing. So anyways, back to our credits. Soyoko. She is an Etsy seller. She has several models. Rather economical ones. I believe Mr. McConnell told me that Elizabeth's model set her back a mere $20 US. Which, if you ask us, that is rather incredible quality for the price. Although strangely, she does not have much of an online presence outside of that store. She does have a Twitter, but it has been abandoned for a year. She essentially dropped her models and then just disappeared into the ether. Very strange. Very elusive. But at any rate, that's enough about her, mother. What was that? Right. Hello, henchman. Hello, henchman. I did not realize that. I didn't realize you were one of us. Silly me. Well, now your reference for me makes perfect sense. Much appreciated, much appreciated. And the poll has ended, and apparently... Allow me to back up a moment. This is our tag. 7th Circle of Art. Very catchy, very catchy. Now, once we clear this, let's do another poll. And, apparently Mr. McConnell needs to leave his post. Hard to find good help. So, I think I will launch the next poll, and we will call a brief intermission. How was that? So yes, type it up. You're not done yet, Mr. McConnell. I'm praying that they show up this time. That would irritate me more than a little bit if it didn't. Let us see. Violence, wrath, treachery. No. All sorts of avarice is more than acceptable. We can come back to that. Mr. O'Connor is dancing in his seat, so I believe we have little choice. We will have to allow him to get up. And in the meantime, you all can decide what our representative symbols can be. Please stay relaxed for a brief moment. We will return. Wrong screen. Nice going, Mr. McConnell. First you abandon us in our time of need, and then you set us up on the wrong screen. Incompetent fool! At any rate, Mata, I hope you're not still here. You are more than welcome. Again, you have shown due reverence. You can attend to your needs as you see fit. It is Mr. McConnell who is under my thumb, who I am rather irritated with at the moment. Absolute fool. So unfortunately, we were not... our attention was put elsewhere while the poll was going on, so... we actually don't know who won, but we're making an executive decision anyways. Yep, that is right. We are going with the lizard and the bell. Mr. Delane, you are a genius wordsmith. Again, it's a little more cryptic than I like, but I simply cannot deny the wonderful wordplay. And that's all that's decided. You are the useless pawns. Our tag is 7th Circle of Art. And our ocean marks are not showing up on the goddamned slide, but that's why we put it in Twitch chat. It is the lizard and the bell. And now, with all that out of the way, from the top. So again, Soyoko is the lady behind Elizabeth's model. But again, she's rather mysterious. She has no internet footprint outside of her Etsy store. She dropped the model, and then just fell off the face of the planet. Maybe she's one of us, I wouldn't know. But now let's move on to the people we haven't discussed yet. Peony and Boogie. These are my wonderful parents. And if you ask me, they have done rather well with my earthly assault. Again, I would personally prefer to still be in my true form, but this is an acceptable substitute. It tells the story well enough. And next up, Freya Amani, who is behind, well, literally behind us. She made the video that you've been seeing in the background of this entire stream so far. And she also made the wonderful fire whoosh stinger that you can see. Very nice, very nice. Well, see. Mr. McConnell tells me that you might not be able to hear it. But if you can see it, that's what matters. Now, as for what you definitely can hear, this is our background music. And this is the gentleman behind it, Mr. Zephysonas. We looked high and low for something we could use on short notice. And I would say this was very, very acceptable. So yes, Mr. Zephysonas has our thanks for giving you something to listen to besides my dulcet tones. So, obviously, just a picture will not do. They need proper credit. So, here is a link to the credits document. If you click that, you will be able to get links to all of these fine people's social media accounts, and possibly even acquire all the saucers for yourselves. or at least facsimiles of them, you would not be so galling as to attempt to pass yourself off as us, would you? I would fucking hope not. And with that, that is our wonderful debut slideshow finished. There is all the information you would ever need to know about us. At least for the immediate moment. You will learn about us again. So, we didn't have time to make a slide for it, but we might as well inform you of our potential schedule. So our current plan is, you'll be seeing us every new moon. That's right. When the sky is at its darkest, is when Elizabeth and I will join you again. Maybe we can join you more often if the request is high enough. But I think that's a good enough compromise for the immediate moment. At least I hope it is. Surely you would want to spend more than once a month with me, would you? Would you? But we can discuss that later. So now, last up, it is time for the last staple part of these silly little live 2D debuts. Here we are. So, Mr. McConnell has informed me that normally we are supposed to show off our bodies. And I can't think of any other way to fill up a stream time, so I will oblige you all, starting with Miss Elizabeth. Go ahead, show yourself off. I will go ahead and show off screen momentarily. Poof! Yes. Start with your face. Yes. Give him a nice big smile. Oh, a wink, aren't you all spoiled? So, why don't you back up a bit? Show them a little more detail. Yes. Sway a bit. Show them your, well, the closest facsimile we have to your newfound amazing dance skills. Go on. Zoom out a little more. That's right. Don't be shy for them. This is exactly what they want. Yes? I'm sure there are a lot of people who are happy you're showing that particular area of you. And Mr. McConnell informed me that usually we start from here and go up. But I do not have to follow earthen tradition if I do not want to. So, before Elizabeth makes way for me, is there anything the beloved chat would like to see? Anything? No? Fantastic. So, Elizabeth, if you would be a doll and step off to the side for a moment. Thank you. Now, back to me. I say this, but of course, there isn't actually that much to show. The stuffed toy that I am possessing does not have all that much in the way of detail. but that's fine. Would you trust a 5-year-old child with a stuffed animal with ungodly amounts of detail? I sure wouldn't. What do you want, Mr. McConnell? Oh, that's right, silly us. We forgot to have Elizabeth show you the many faces she can make. So, I suppose I will step aside for a moment again. Elizabeth is lucky I care for her. Come back, that's right. Let's get nice and close. Go on. Go ahead, honey. Ah, yes, you heard. Is somebody preaching the word of the Lord in front of us? Oh, that just will not do. Yeah, but just kidding. So what next? What next? Ah, this is her when watching an Akihabara documentary. That is what causes her to get this excited. And maybe, if you all are lucky, maybe she'll look at you this way very soon as well. Depends on how good of an audience you will be. She can't win them. You dressed up as Prince Mario. I don't believe I'm familiar with who that is, but I'm not her keeper. Maybe she gets the reference. In any case, what next? So, a detail I forgot to put in the slideshow. Elizabeth loves horror games. Horror games. Accents are painful, but she loves horror. She loves scary things in general. I not so much. If only because I'm a priest of hell, of course. A king of hell, my mistake. Obviously, I have nothing to fear. I am all powerful, but apparently Elizabeth. Welcome, Walter. Welcome, Walter. It was just time for the expression. Elizabeth, could you show Mr. Mata your last 2 expressions? Yes. How dare you abandon us, Mr. Mata? Again, just kidding. I gave you explicit permission. Explicit permission. You are fine. Far be it from me to demand people to not live up, to not attend to their humanly duties. Much like I was forced to do with Mr. McConnell, but he is running my show at the moment, so him leaving irritated me more than a little bit. But enough about him. Yes, that's right, Mr. Mata is back. Look at this. Elizabeth is so happy to see you. You should consider yourself grateful, Mr. Mata. And again, this is her when she's really into a horror game. Strange. I never understood why some humans like to be scared. Of course, Mr. Mata, of course. Anything for an avowed servant of my boss, at any rate. Next up. You know, I think this expression speaks for itself. To feel scared is to feel human. No wonder I don't care for it. Oh, that's right. Mr. McConnell informed me that you are an ex-human. You are a dead human. So I suppose, some sort of residual nonsense. That's fine, though. That's fine. But yes, I don't know what would cause Elizabeth to make this face, and to be blunt, I don't care to know. So move right along. That's right. Wrong control. Quit cold turkey decades ago. Good to know, good to know. But at any rate, I suppose this is the face Elizabeth would make if somebody was being rude in chat, right before I burn them to ash. So yes, behave yourselves in chat, otherwise you will make me very angry. Which would not be good for you, for your continued health. Nothing. Nothing. I suppose that's it. So yes, quick rest on. And there you go. That is all of Elizabeth's faces. So, Elizabeth, my dear, please stand aside for a moment. Thank you, very considerate of you. Now, good to know, good macho, good to know. Gluttony, right. Gluttony or lust. Both vital sins, both vital sins. And here I am again. Good to see you again. Hope you all missed me, because I missed you. So, let us go ahead and let me show you what I'm about. Starting with anger. You do well not to irritate me, mortals, as we've established. Because bad things happen if you do. But I doubt any of you are that foolish, right? But right along. This is me when I'm torturing humans, when I'm torturing damn souls. Because again, I'm sure you're all aware of the sort of demographics that find themselves in my home. I must... Alright, actually, that's another face. That's another expression, my mistake. This is me when I'm spending time with my horse. Look at my horse. She is amazing. Actually, no, I had it right the first time. This is what happens when I look at my horse. This is what happens when I'm spending time with my legions. And this is me. I'm gonna be honest, I don't make this face much. Yes she does. Well, maybe she does. I wouldn't know, I've never tasted her. That's fucking weird. But at any rate, I don't know what would cause me to make this expression. I don't have much to be sad about. I'm a lord of hell. Only happy when it rains. Nice one, Roger. So at any rate... Tail up. So that's how I do that. I almost forgot about that. See again, I'm rather new to this body, so... I have a bit of a hard time remembering how to do certain actions. I'd probably have less trouble if I was in an actual living thing's body, but alas, this is what I got stuck with. Ergo, it's what I have to accept. So, next up. There go my eyes. If I'm making this expression, you are doomed. So pray that you never see it without me explicitly showing it off. And that's enough of that. Alright. I believe that's enough. So, Lizzie dear, that's right. Come back to me. Nice, comfortable land. Brilliant. So with that, we are back here. Wonderful, wonderful. So, that is everything that was on the itinerary for the night, but I suppose I can get some feedback. I suppose I can ask you all, what did you think? Are you excited to see us again? You should be. We're entertaining people. Obviously, this being a debut, we didn't have much chance to show it off, but surely you don't mind, right? So, as for what we'll actually do on our streams, like I said, Lizzie likes horror. We might do some silly indie games. As for me, I prefer platformers, funnily enough. That's right, I like platformers. So, you might see me play some of those. No particular theme. I just like platformers in general, it doesn't matter. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, what's this? What's this? You sodding bastard. So, this is... You have made a rather large mistake, Mr. McConnell, but fortunately for you, I am not in a position to punish you for it. I will give him a stern talking to later. It would not be very becoming of me to reduce him to ass in front of you. He tells me his fans will really miss him, to which I reply, what sort of fans? I'm putting it off long enough. Yeah. I'd like you to consider how funny this is when you find yourself in hell, Mr. McConnell. Yes, I said punishment, but not for you, Marta. Why would I punish you? You have done nothing. You have proven yourself to be a fantastic ally to the cause. You know what? Mr. McConnell, if you're going to be that much of a prick, the least you can do is show off the other surprise. Yes, that's right. You may be wondering yourself, what does this entail? So allow me to move out of the way. Oops. I'm floating. Look at me. Ooh. I'm powerful as hell. Let me scooch out of the way. Let me move out of the way, I said. So, Elizabeth, show them your heart attack. Give me a second. There we go. Let's see. So, Elizabeth. Elizabeth. It looks more impressive in rehearsal. What a shame, but no helping these things. Again, just wait until she gets the opportunity to show off her dance skills. That is when things will truly pop off, as the children would say. Now I'm coming back. Fantastic, fantastic. And with that, I believe we are actually... I think that's all we really had to say for the night. No need to beleaguer the point. So, allow me to check the calendar. Again, I'm not too familiar with earthly weather patterns or any of that sort of thing, so... Manuel Laval, thank you for coming out of your luck. We appreciate it, but For the immediate moment, we will be commandeering Mr. McConaughey's channel. Unless popular demand. Popular demand. If you would like us to get our own channel, then you will have to request it. But we appreciate the question. Thank you, thank you. Come to think of it, I might as well open the floor. Is there anything else the foolish pawns would like to know? Wow, you must have been very inebriated the last time we met, Mr. Delane. We're not leaving yet, though. Again, if anybody has anything they would like to know, then please inform us. We are, well, within reason, obviously. Me not being the head honcho of hell, there are certain things I am not at liberty to discuss. Yes, exactly. Well, not yet. It's not Judgment Day yet. That day will come, but not anytime soon. Hopefully not within your lifetime. I like the cut of your chin. I would hate to torment you before your time. But at any rate, so if nobody has any questions, I suppose I will do the last little step of this dance. Mr. McConaughey tells me that after we finish, we usually raid people. We go say hello to somebody else who is streaming at the moment. So, I think I will leave it up to him. Apparently, he usually takes requests, but yes, Herald of Destruction once the time comes. Yes, you will be a fantastic ally, I can tell already. So let's see. We have plenty of options. Actually, I believe Mr. McConaughey has made his choice. He says Alice Sawyer. Who is that? A murderer! Murderer, yes, that'll do just well. She will be a good ally. I would like to meet her, yes. So yes, take us to Miss Sawyer when we're finished. And as for the rest of you, as I was doing earlier, when will we see you next? When will be the next time we see you? When is the next new moon? It will be November 13th. Good to know. Monday the 13th. How unfortunate. But at any rate, we will be seeing you all then, in that case. And until then, have a hell of a time. What's that, Mr. McConaughey? Alice is about to finish. Well, doesn't that bloody figure? Well, who are reading the menus? Oh. Bats at video games. Bats at video games. Alright. I can dig it. Let us go raid this bat, who is apparently a video gamer. I don't have any better ideas. So yes, we will see you all November 13th. And until then, have a hell of a time until we get back. Farewell, foolish pawns. Oh, whoops, one last thing. Mr. McConnor informs you there's one last thing we forgot. before we actually do the raid, we actually need to leave a message, apparently. Well, you're the expert here. You tell us what we're doing, Mr. McConnell. Yes? Alright, here's that a message. Okay. So yes, there is our message. Welcome us, Fitzroy enough. And yes, that is the stuff, Mr. Martin. We appreciate the fond farewell, but again, yes, again, raid message. Mr. McConaughey tells me that's very important. So, for real this time, we will see you all November 13th. And until then, have a hell of a time. Goodbye.